Alright, what's up everybody? Going live right now. Just letting everybody know I'm live. Going to go over progress so far of the charts, seeing where we're at. Let's talk about, we're going to talk about DORKL, we're going to talk about FINE, we're going to talk about calcium. I want to talk about Coin too a little bit. Yep, so what's up everybody? You guys can go ahead and chat with me if you like on the live. If you guys want, I can see all the comments on the phone from Twitter Space, but you need to have a live Twitter to see. So I'm going over a couple charts today, my predictions on DORKL, FINE, calcium. I'm be checking out Coin a little bit. I haven't really charted Coin. It looks like just obviously a big wedge when I look at it all, and it looks like obviously it's in a downtrend. I'll go over what I think about that a little bit later. DORKLord, that's one I've been really watching because it's one of the oldest ones next to Coin that's been out. Calcium's relatively new. FINE's just a day younger than DORKL, and I'm looking at FINE. Looks like they've, like earlier today I was talking about them, and they had some downtrend in this wedge that I set up on here. It looks like they may see some buy action right here. It could be a good buy, could be a good entry, I'm not sure. None of this is financial advice, by the way, guys. Everything I'm saying is completely speculation. These can all just go to zero at any point. If everybody just said, fuck this, I'm done with crypto, you know, who knows, right? I doubt it's going to happen, but I like to put out these lines to kind of give you guys some sort of pattern, some sort of idea of what I'm thinking is about to happen based off of movement of the chart. So let's start in the beginning here. I want to go ahead and give you guys the breakdown of the top 3 coins that were trending for the first couple weeks, actually, since their conception. Now, FINE has been trending this whole time. Like, I'm actually pretty impressed with how they've been holding up as a trend. They've been trending on DEX tools this whole entire time. I don't know, obviously, I mean, they don't have $1 million in volume, but they do have quite a bit of volume overall. If we look at their total volume here, there's a little over $1 million in volume. It's not too crazy, but hey, I mean, that's not bad, right? They're on a few exchanges right now, on MXC, BitGet, LBank. I'm not invested personally, but I am watching it because I have a lot of friends who are invested that wanted me to get in. I get shilled this a lot by people, so I'm gonna help you guys out as far as watching it and making sure, you know, I think I think I'm bullish or bearish on it. Calcium, another one. I haven't quite invested in this one. They've got quite a bit of exchanges: BitGet, MXC, LBank, and the rest are really not exchanges. Those are dexes. Well, Bitmart's an exchange, but X Markets looks like a washer exchange. It's kind of like unofficial, just washes volume. I'm pretty sure. Look at that, 430k volume and bullshit LP. I don't know. So yeah, you mean some of this volume is, it's not real. I don't like the manipulative tactics, you know. I like organic stuff. So let's take a look at DORKL. Just a little over $1 million in volume, similar to FINE, but they got a little bit more exchanges with DORKL. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they got Gate.io, and they got Novadex, and they got Poloniex, along with LBank, MXC, and BitGet. So they got quite a bit. They have a little bit more exchanges working for them, which is good. So if the price action goes up, you kind of get a little bit more alerts. I'm also going to be going over Dead Migos with you guys, just because the I'm pretty sure Beeple himself is really involved on this one. Beeple is a really famous, if you guys don't know, Beeple is a famous artist in the Web3 space, who has made, a lot of waves. He actually has, he's one of the few that is well known, and right now he's at a CryptoPunks event actually, but he's at this CryptoPunks event in South Carolina at the moment. It's pretty cool, but he's been talking about Dead Migos on his space. What is this? Oh, these guys are funny. Let's see. I'm gonna show you right here. This is the one thing I think really caused the pump, caused a lot of people to look at it, because he's got all his charts. He got some shit coins, CryptoPunks, and then Dead Migos is like front and center. And it shows him buying, shows his list here. Same with Nakamigos. So it's interesting to see that he's all over that, and it's so cheap. It's so cheap. It's like what, $20? So you can own one of these things for $20. There's only 10,000 of them. Not even 9,666 or something. So hey, I mean, it would be pretty, risk and reward type situation. All right, so let's take a look here at DORKL again. I'm going to show you guys where it's at, liquidity wise, market cap. I'm going to see what the buy pressure is looking like, seeing where these lines are at. So I predicted it was going to have an upper wedge here and it was going to push, but I also did lay out the possibility of it hitting this line, and this line disappeared for some reason. I'm trying to add that back. DexTools is bad about that. So sometimes these double bottoms are just supports, like double supports. So what you'll see, it's the same thing we saw here at the first double bottom, the very, very bottom double bottom, right? Where you saw some price action, you saw the sell-off, the last bit of sell pressure, and it wiggled into that sell pressure. It took forever to get to that bottom. And then it's like I'm seeing very similar action here. So you get this wedge, this falling sell pressure, and then you got buy action, and there may be a little bit more sell pressure right here, and then you've got smart whales that are watching, okay, and it's gonna like flatline for a second, and then boom, 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 and it's like you saw some parabolic action here. We saw this parabolic rise, and then obviously now you're dealing with some sell pressure. So obviously smart investors are not going to ape everything they have right now. They want to wait. They want to wait until consistent holders are holding and there's more consistent buy pressure coming in without any sell pressure to match. That's when they're going to be like, okay, this is this is serious. It's making moves now. Obviously that's the way these smart investors think. I think something similar is going on with FINE right now. We might see some sell pressure here. It might hit this bottom. Okay, and we're going to see how they handle it, how the community reacts. Are they going to dump in fear, or are they going to hold for a new high? See, a lot of these communities, they have not been through any of the hard times yet, so you have to go through some hard times, and this is the hard time. Like in my personal opinion, a hard time is when you have to hit a double bottom. You have to get rid of sell pressure. Diamond hands, boy. You got to get diamond hands. Like, that's where that saying comes from. You have to handle the pressure so that smart investors are willing to buy. Like, they're watching the chart, just like how I'm watching. Smart investors are patient. Okay? People with big money aren't quick to throw it away. There's a saying, a fool and his money are soon departed. And that's very true in the crypto space. So calcium, I laid out an orange line. I'm laying out these orange lines, if you haven't noticed, as where I'm guessing where where it's heading to, like where it's pretty much like where I expect it to hit before it sees a parabolic run. DORKL is no different. I'm very bullish on DORKL. I am invested in DORKL, but I still expect it to see some downtrend a little bit, maybe some more sell pressure. But then again, there's no telling. You can't predict these things 100%. There's no way to predict this stuff 100%. And thank you guys for joining. I know some people joining in here. If you are joining, you want to ask me a question, you want to mention a different chart you want me to take a look at, I'll give you my honest, non-biased opinion. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Now, exchanges, I'm really bullish on exchanges due to visibility, exposure. Not necessarily because I like exchanges. I think exchanges are honestly backwards in Web3 because you completely take something off of the blockchain and you put it on this database, which just completely is the whole reason why FTX thing went down. We had this huge liquidation event. Many liquidation events have happened because of exchanges. Honestly, fuck exchanges. If we can figure out how to on-ramp money and take it off without exchanges, we'd be spectacular. But to on-ramp and off-ramp money without exchanges are obviously the current, I really think is the current goal to make easier for people, you know. So let's take a look. So we're looking at calcium right now. It has a really bullish chart. I noticed there was a lot of buy pressure here. Obviously they had this, they're sticking within this range, and it's starting to really slim up, get really tight here. I think these are sorry about that, guys. All right, let's see here. So we got, ooh, actually this had a nice big buy coming in. 7 ETH right there. Bam. 7 ETH. Is that what caused that spike? I'm personally not invested in calcium, but I heard them talk on a space. Some of the community members came up. They seem pretty genuine. Oh, look at that. We got some buys coming in. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this plays out in the next few hours. We'll see if they can keep the buy pressure up without sell pressure hitting it. They got a lot of liquidity to work through. So liquidity is good in terms of like a long-term type of project, and it's good for whales, right? Whales want to see liquidity, you know, big money for sure, you know, because that means they can buy more, right, at a lower price. For example, they can make $10,000-$20,000 without having to worry about everything getting ate up. And they do have quite a bit of liquidity for just this one V3 pool. This is a V3 1% pool, and I love the fact they did this. Honestly, I think they performed really well on this because it's a 0% tax token, but they take still 1% collecting fees that go to the developer's wallet and the people who put liquidity in. So hey, they're getting, you know, 0.5% in tokens, 0.5% in ETH, and look, I really think that these guys are performing well, man. These guys are doing a good job, and I hope they keep it up. I don't know if the narrative calcium is going to stick around for too long. I'm not going to FUD them, but I mean, if they can do something with that, maybe even like work with some got milk thing or whatever they have to do, they could do something, right? They can make anything happen at the end of the day. I don't know, but hey, they're doing things right. Unfortunately, DORKL and Fine, most of the liquidity is on V2, so that means 0.3% charges go in, and what happens is with 0.3%, it just automatically gets added to liquidity. So liquidity gets thicker over time, 0.3%, just automatic fees get added to liquidity, which, you know, in my opinion, isn't the best move, but it's not like the most crucial thing ever. You know what I mean? Because obviously, the more volume that they have, the more liquidity is going to thicken up, stabilize, and that's good. But obviously, I would always suggest to people that they try to stick to V3 when they first start off liquidity, because it's just, you look at how well it's performed with calcium. Like, they've had such a bullish chart and up running, and they've been able to collect those fees on a 0% tax token. It's been working out really well for them. But when I look at something like when I do look at something like DORKL, it's the only thing that really stands out from this is the narrative and the exchanges. Okay, the exchanges it's listed on really gives it a little boost compared to the rest. I mean, you got Gate.io that you're on, which is huge. That's a huge exchange. Along with MAXC, BitGet, LBank, Bitmart, and Novadex, and they're on Poloniex too. I mean, it's kind of a, it really is. There's, like, when it comes to how many exchanges these guys are on compared to them or any of these other ones, it is a no-brainer exchange-wise. But exchanges alone, obviously, that's not a deal breaker for me. I think the way Calcium handled their pools, obviously a big win compared to anybody else. I think they really took advantage of that. It was a good win on the team's part. But DORKL, they did add a V3 pool later on and was funded by community members and others into what they called the DORKL Star. And I think I covered that earlier. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with, first of all, who's involved. See, I got a little bit more of an unfair advantage because I'm invested in DORKL, so I know a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. And if anybody has any information on Fine or on Calcium, maybe some inside info that I don't know, let me know. Go ahead in the comments. Let me know what's going on. I'll look into it real quick. But the Death Star, as you guys may know in Star Wars, is this thing. It was pretty much formed by what's his face, Darth Vader, and the Empire, etc. Well, this thing was pretty much a planet killer. Destroys planets in like one beam, kills them. So these guys actually created a DORKL Star. Let's see. This is the DORKL lottery. So they have a lottery going on, and they have a DORKL Star. So DORKL. DORKL, short is DORKL. Okay. So we look at, this was one of the whales. I've just been looking at people's stuff here. Did I reach the request? What? I'm about to say. All right. Thought they were about to max me out. Okay. So look. So they burnt a total of 1.8 million tokens so far, as close to 0.2% on DORKL. Burning helps with getting rid of supply. Obviously, it gets it out of public's hands forever. No one can ever touch this 0.2% ever again. That'll help when it comes to supply shock at the end of the day. When it comes down to it, it's going to help with supply shock. If everybody holds and there's only like buyers and sellers, none of the old money gets rid of their tokens. Ultimately, like, someone could buy and sell, and you're creating these fees that go to the DORKL Star. Then they take that money and they burn it pretty much. So I think that's very clever of them, to do that. Let's see this, and then they also have a lottery that's given a lot of the money to. So people put in 50%. I know they've been donating, so a lot of the investors, to participate into the lottery, they have to send 25,000 tokens to the DORKL lottery address, and then once that's all, it's like a chain link event actually occurs. So it's not like somebody chooses by themselves. It's randomly chosen by Chainlink, and then given out, distributed automatically. It's really cool how it works. Actually, I was looking into it. But yeah, the DORKL star itself, really cool how that works. Yeah, it's some interesting tech that they have on this, and it's just all community based, you know. Like, so I'm really bullish on it. I think the community's gonna always win at the end of the day, and I say that, and I'm gonna show you guys why. I think DORKL has one of the better communities. Not saying Fine or Calcium doesn't have great communities, but they have got to step it up. Let's look. Actually, so Calcium, their ticker is Cal. So let's look real quick at the latest tweets that they have, see if they're really keeping up to it. Okay, let's see. We got 30 seconds. Boom, they're killing it. Calcium, okay, I see them. They're working, bro. Calcium is working now. Maybe they picked it up. Look, a DORKL character, and he's even on Cal. He's even pushing Cal a little bit. Look, you don't have to just be in one token. See, I see. So yeah, about. Ooh, I didn't even do that. Okay. So now I'm gonna do a little test with Fine. Let's see what Fine's doing. Are they making moves? Are they pushing? 14 minutes ago? What are they doing, bro? Come on, guys. You guys gotta be working, bro. Like, you guys are not gonna make it if you keep. You guys ain't pushing your bags like that. Alright, I mean, they pushed it on my tweet. It was the last thing. I shared them this live, and that's the last thing they pushed. They've got to take initiative. The community's got to take initiative on its own. Let's see. Let's go to DORKL. Okay, DORKL's kind of slipping up a little bit too. Yep. Man, oh man. Letting me down right now, DORKL. Jeez. You guys should have tweets going on every second. Earlier, it was really nice when I showed. Like, maybe they got too comfortable and said, damn, we're killing it. I could take a break. I don't know. They've been really good about it all day. Just now, I want to show the example. It doesn't look so hot. They really had it like every second. So I was hoping to get them every second. Calcium is definitely showing up at this moment to be better, you know, being really active. So congrats to them, man. They're really killing it. Big shout out. Let's see some other tokens being showed here. I'll have to take a look later. Yeah, I'll have to take a look. I mean, Pawn Coin, let's see. They've been, oh God, let me see. That was another one I was looking at with Polly. I know people like invest into somebody else sometimes because they promise them the world and be like, yeah, like we're gonna make sure you guys get rich, go to the moon, and then everybody's like, yes, thank God, I don't have to work or anything, I just give you money, thank God. Here, you know. Nice. Okay, 20 seconds ago someone posted a pretty organic picture there. A lot of scam shit, a lot of scams with Pawn Coin right now. That's tough for the community. You know you made it after everybody's trying to use your shit to scam everybody. 5 minutes ago. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, right now, guys, you see what I'm doing. I'm looking at the latest tweets for the cash tags to see who's really pushing it. Cal definitely takes the cake. I'd say DORKL right behind him, with Pawn Coin and DORKL kind of like right behind Calcium at the moment. Fine is, you know, they're not looking so hot right now community-wise. They got to pick it up as a community. It's non-biased opinion, guys. Non-biased opinion here. Calcium's doing a great job. I think everybody needs to pick it up a little bit. DORKL, Fine, and Pawn Coin. Everybody needs to pick it up, step up their game if they want to see some price action. All right. Pawn Coin, bro. I don't know. It's been out for a while. It's been out since August 4th, 5th. That's a couple months, man. you go a couple months out, you get tired. Everybody gets tired. That's a tough one. That's a really tough. That's a tough call. Not a whole lot of liquidity either. And I already looked at the pawn coin, like everything, bro. I don't get it. Like, there's a lot of, like, not a lot of liquidity. I just don't get how there's not so much liquidity on, when you're at 30 million market cap, right? You need at least, like, you need at least a few mil, right? You need at least a few mil liquidity. Why is there no liquidity, bro? What the hell is it all? I don't know. Like, I can check real quick. Let me see. Where is... I don't get it. How come they have, like, no liquidity? Oh, okay. So they got 2 pools right now. They got $325,000 in Ethereum on 1% pools. That's nice. Okay. 250,000, 260,000 on the 0.3%. Is that V2? No, V3. Wait. Oh, it's paired with PayPay. Oh, weird. Still, it's a decent amount of liquidity paired with PayPay though. $15,000 worth of PayPay with $15,000 worth of pawn coin paired. Interesting. Okay. Everything else kind of, doesn't matter right there. So really, overall, they probably got around $700,000 in Ethereum value together, which is cool. I give them that they got some money, but it's really not a lot when you compare to like what their market cap is at. They're at 30 what? Oh shit. 34 million market cap. You should have at least $1.5 million. They need way more liquidity than what they got. It doesn't look. I don't think that looks too good for them. That's why they were able to pump so hard, because there's like no liquidity in there in comparison to the audience that they have. So let's look back at DORKL here. I'm starting to see a little bit of a trend form, a little bit of more buy pressure. So I'm gonna lower this. Let's see, we'll put it right here. It's always adjusting. That's what it always comes down to, is adjusting. Adjusting the graph a little bit, because it's never a for sure, like this is the graph, this is how it has to be. It can adjust with the support, the buy pressure, sell pressure, whatever it may be. We're gonna see what happens here. I'm still not convinced this is the support for Fine. God, I hate the narrative on Fine, bro. Like, I get SHILL, the community's strong. It's just like, why does the dog die, bro? Why'd y'all pick a meme where the dog dies? Like, I don't fucking get that. That make any sense to me. Like, y'all are crazy for that one. Just on a real note. Let's see. When did I start this thing? 7:30. It's about 8:20, 8:10. All right, guys. My broadcast. What the hell? Hold up. Oh, okay. Had some issues there for a second. See what's going on. Hey, if anybody wants to say hey, go ahead and you can do it in the chat. I'm watching right now. Had some issues there for a second. I don't know if you said something. I didn't see it. I didn't catch it. But if you're verified on Twitter, you're able to speak. So I'm also on YouTube Live right now. People can see that as well. Thanks for joining this live. I'm gonna go through things on my opinion on the longevity here on some of these, where I think they're gonna be in the next few months, where it's gonna go. So looking at Fine, we'll start with them. I think their community is, they really like this meme. I think it can do well if the community picks it up. But the community on Twitter has been slowly falling off. They need to pick it up big time if they expect to see some gains and see some more buy pressure and new faces come in here. Okay, because that, there's comes to a time where like people see you, people know you exist. It's not like, oh, I haven't seen that one before, because these people aren't living under a rock. Any active investor is going to see what's going on, especially now. Like, these guys just fell off of Dex Tools trending, so you guys need to pick it up on marketing, right? You got to like pushing organically, being that's what's going to convince people to buy. It's like seeing an active community, seeing some buy pressure on the chart a little bit, like a couple buys with an active community will engage more buys. I promise you that. So if you guys are really about it, go be about it. Calcium, I think still got some moves to go, honestly. I don't know what's going to happen here, if they're going to catch the support here and keep pushing, or if it's going to fall and hit a double bottom here. We're going to see what happens. It's a lot of liquidity to go through either way. I mean, they got, just pretty much like close to the amount of liquidity that fucking Pondcoin has, right? I mean, and Pondcoin's triple their market cap. So they've, I mean, when you think about it, it takes a lot more buys and a lot more sells to make any moves on this chart. So it's hard to tell either way. They have to have some crazy marketing going on either way to like push. And the chart does look really good for them. I'll give them that. Like, the chart looks amazing. And there's going to be some investors that look at that and they're going to be like, oh, this looks good, right? They're going to look at that chart and be like, oh man, that's a great point to buy. And people are going to be doing what I'm doing right now, placing the lines, and they're going to be whatever, right? So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they can hold this support long enough for more buys to come in, get some buy pressure, or if people are going to fall under the pressure, right? That's why they call them diamond hands at the end of the day. Those are the ones going to win. DORKL, I think it's been through the hardest time on the chart so far. It's had a rough start. I mean, you literally saw how many exchanges it get listed on immediately, went all the way, ran up to almost 23 million market cap right off the rip, dumped to almost pretty much 1 million market cap for a slight moment. Let me actually take a look. Well, dumped to 2 here, saw a little bit of a fake out pump to 8, dumped again all the way down to literally 1 million market cap. Like, people thought this thing was dead, but I knew better because I was invested. I was with the community. I see what's going on. I literally see Meech Wells on it. Meech Wells is a actual like producer for Snoop Dogg, right? I mean, you can see all the songs and albums he helped produce with him. It's a lot. And Shaquille O'Neal, so he's connected, right? It's not like he's some guy who just took a picture with Snoop Dogg, right? He's actually connected to Snoop Dogg, right? And that's why I'm, kind of also really bullish on this, because Meech is like a diehard fan right now. He's really diehard fan of DORKL. He is investing hard. He's going hard on it. As you can see, even by his profile and his page, like he's on it. He's on it hard. He's supporting left and right. He's convinced that Snoop Dogg is going to join DORKL, and I'm not going to sell and wonder maybe if that's fake or news or not, because at the end of the day, I'm bullish on Star Wars, bro. I'm not going to fade Star Wars fans. Will not fade Star Wars fans. So we're going to see what happens. Pondcoin, I don't know. They support PayPay, and that's really their main thing, is stake your Pondcoin, get PayPay. Ultimately, at least that's what I believe. I'm not. From what I know, Paulie was a huge PayPay fan, huge supporter. He's the one supposedly that helped push PayPay to billions. I mean, look, you guys can't rely on one person and be like, this person is the reason why this did this. Like, it really doesn't work like that. Even Beeple himself, like the artist who puts up coins all the time and stuff, he can't make shit just moon. Like, he can point to the fact that there is a good team working, right? Like at this Dead Migos thing, for example. Like we look at Dead Migos, right? And the floor is just kind of skyrocketing, right? We was just at 0.007, right? Now it's at 0.008. Like, what if this keeps going, right? At that rate, it's going to be crazy. But so look, and this thing's been skyrocketing, and it's not just because of people, right? It's because of multiple people who like the community, that join in, that work together to push, and that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. It takes a multiple amount of people working together simultaneously, and that's what I'm seeing with DORKL. That's what I'm seeing with Calcium. That's what I'm seeing with Pondcoin a little bit. It's hard though, bro. They've been out for 2 months and it's been tough. They have a tough break. They have a lot on their plate because they're trying to not only push the coin, which is Pondcoin, but they're also trying to support PayPay in the process. So it's like they do have a lot of weight on their shoulders, for what they want to do. Wow, look at that huge chart at the beginning. Jesus Christ. Did they touch 300 million? I think they did. Let me see. No, that's half. So wait, maybe they did for a moment. I don't know. Either way, it was very short-lived, whatever it was. But yeah, we're gonna see what happens. Are these guys gonna survive the next few months? I can't tell you 100% sure, but to have as much volume, as much liquidity as these guys have, and not be on that many exchanges, I'm really shocked. Like, you should be at least on Gate.io or like something. You're on MXC, LBank, and Poloniex, I guess. Poloniex, yeah. Poloniex is pretty good. LBank, MXC, those are the main three ones I see. All these others are kind of meh. Shit. Bitmart? No, they don't have Bitmart, bro. What the fuck? How do Pondcoin doesn't have Bitmart? What are y'all doing, bro? Bitmart's like, I'm pretty sure, unless I don't use Bitmart, but they're supposed to be the American exchange. I figured, like the New York one. So I thought that was important. But all right, well. So we're gonna check up on these later. We're gonna see where our charts are at. We included Pondcoin to the mix. You think there's another chart I should include? Go ahead and mention in the comments. Go ahead and show it to me. I'm gonna include some charts into the comments, and I'm giving my honest opinion on where they're at based off technical analysis here on the chart. Maybe what exchanges they're listed on, some of the volume, the pools, price action. I'm gonna judge it, non-biased. The only one I'm actually biased on a little bit more is DORKL, because I see what's going on in the community. Now, if I'm in your community and you want to educate me, feel free to do that. Teach me. I will let the world know what's going on and why I'm bullish on that aspect. So for now, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. I'm gonna keep watching all these that I've listed out with you guys today, and stay tuned for the next live. Thank you guys for joining. I will talk to you soon.